We'll be reading John 4. Jesus goes to Galilee. So when the Lord learned that the Pharisees had been told that Jesus was making and baptizing more disciples than John, although Jesus himself was not baptizing, but the disciples were, he left Judea and returned again to Galilee. Now he had to go through Samaria. So he arrived in a Samaritan town called Sychar, near the tract of the land of Jacob. Gave to his son Joseph, and Jacob was there. So Jesus tried his journey, sat down by the well. Now the Jews normally don't go to Samaria because they're bitter rivals. They are right now. They're fighting right now. Hezbollah and all, The woman from Samaria came to draw water. Jesus said to her, "Give me a drink." For the disciples had gone off into the city to buy food, and the Samaritan woman asked him, "How is it that you, being a Jew, ask me, a Samaritan woman, for a drink? For Jews have nothing to do with the Samaritans." Jesus answered her, said, "If you knew about God's gift of eternal life, who it is who says, 'Give me a drink,' you would have asked him, and he would have given you living water," because Jesus Christ is living water. If you want living water, you go through Jesus Christ. She said to him, "Sir, you have nothing to draw with the bucket or a rope, and the well is deep. Where then do you get that living water?" Just like Nicodemus, asked, earlier, "How can you be born again?" "Are you greater than our father Jacob, who have given us this well, who have drank from it himself and his sons, and came also? For everyone who's ever drank this water will be thirsty, but whoever drinks the water that I give him will be thirsty. It will never be thirsty again. But the water that I give him will become to him a spring of living water, satisfying thirst for God, willing to continue and flowing, bubbling within him to eternal life." Jesus is the eternal life. And this is true. And the woman said to him, "Sir, give me the water that I will not get thirsty, nor I continue to come all the way here to draw. Go call your husband and come back." And the woman answered, I do not have a husband." Jesus said to her, "You have correctly said, I do not have a husband. For you have had 5 husbands, and the man you are now living with is not your husband. You said truthfully." The woman said, "Sir, I see that you are a prophet. Our fathers worshipped in this mountain. But you have Jews that say the place where one ought to worship is in Jerusalem at the temple. Woman, believe me, a time is coming when God's kingdom comes, when you will worship the Father, neither on this mountain nor in Jerusalem. You Samaritans do not know what you worship, we Jews do know what we worship, for salvation is from the Jews. But a time is coming and is already here when the true worshipers will worship the Father in spirit, from the heart and the inner self, and in truth. For the Father seeks such people to be his worshipers. God is a spirit and the source of life, yet invisible to mankind. For those who worship in him must also worship in spirit and truth. The woman said to him, I know that the Messiah is coming, who is called Christ the Anointed. When that one comes, he will tell us everything we need to know. Jesus said, I am who to speak. He's the Messiah. But then his disciples came, and they were surprisingly surprised to find him talking with a woman. However, what are you talking about, or why are you talking to her? Then the woman left her with a jar and went into the city and began telling the people, come see a man who told me all the things I have ever done. Be Christ the Messiah, the Anointed. So the people left the city and were. Meanwhile, the disciples were urging, Teacher, eat. But he said, I have food to eat that you do not know about. So the disciples said to one another, has brought him something to eat? Jesus said to him, my food is to do the will of God who sent me. It is 4 months until the harvest come back. Look, I say to you, raise your eyes in the fields and see the reaper is receiving his wages and gathering fruit for eternal life, so that he who plants that reaps may rejoice together. For in this case, one person sows, another reaps. I sent you a reap. Now then, Jesus, talking to the woman at the well, says he is the eternal life, the living water. So therefore it has to come from within. Meaning we have to have the living water inside of us, flowing through us. So, Jesus Christ is the Messiah.